just played Zombie over and over again.
God. Play Zombie!
Yeah.
Take it by the scene, it's what we're doing. Come and check it out, it's what we're all about. 561 Music!
Welcome to 561 Music. My name's Ben.
And I'm Hector.
And how are you doing, Hector?
I'm doing fantastic.
Excellent.
I don't know why, but I just am.
Well, 'tis the season. We had quite a lot of fun last week on here, didn't we?
What season is that?
I know, you had to remind me. Christmas.
It's Christmas and Boxing Day.
Yeah, true.
Happy Boxing Day, Ben.
Why, thank you. Yeah. And we ended up getting a New Year's gig too, so we're going to be busy this whole time.
We did.
Yeah.
It was like a last second
I know.
swoop in. Are you guys doing anything for New Year's? Why? No, we're not.
Yeah. No, it worked
we are
out.
now.
Yeah, I know. We got all the way up to here. I thought we were actually going to have a New Year off. But
Well, usually I don't make New Year's plans because I know that, we're going to do something. And I actually made New Year's plans literally like the day before you sent us a text. And
That's
then
why.
And then you were like, hey, so we have this New Year's gig. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know.
I literally just made plans. So it's fine. It's fine. It's not a long gig, so.
So this weekend we played at Evergreen, the Tiki Hut.
Yeah, at the Tiki at Evergreen. Evergreen's a housing development in, I guess, Palmage Gardens.
Yeah.
So
That was fun.
It was cool.
And it was weird to be playing somewhere that, it's not like we haven't done it before, but it was weird to be playing somewhere that you painted the whole.
Yeah, the whole inside of the tiki bar is all my artwork, and then now there's a big ginormous mural on the side of the tiki bar that's also my artwork. So
Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun. We had some friends come out and stuff.
Yeah, it was fun, and there was a lot of people there that were there last time. That made it a point to come out again, just people that live there and stuff. So it was fun.
Yeah.
It was good. It
No,
was good. It was a good gig.
absolutely it was. And then we were going to do the grouper, but for the first time in, I want to say, 5 years, they had to cancel it because the rain was coming horizontally onto the stage.
Yeah, weather was Saturday. Weather was pretty brutal.
Yeah, they haven't cancelled a gig. Back in the day when they had the small little tiki stage, they used to cancel it like every other week, but they haven't cancelled on me. It's the longest time.
Yeah,
it was crazy. So it was and even when there's like a lot of rain, I guess the rain, it wasn't even like that rainy. It was just coming in sideways.
Where it was windy. It was windy as a problem. Yeah.
And that's when it gets you.
And
So,
then and Sunday was Christmas Eve.
It was. But before we get to that, on Saturday we played a killer show, the No Name Scar Band, and
You did.
Yeah,
You
and
did.
Butch and the Fat Dubes and Suicide. How do you say that word, Hunter?
Suicide bombers.
Suicide
That's
bombers.
it, yeah.
Suicide
Bombers. Yeah.
That's it. It was awesome. I figured we may as well join you in on this bit of conversation because you were there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there. It was a great show, man. I got some footage of it, and
Yeah.
good time had by all. It was like the college reunion. I'd never been to a college, so I imagine that's what one would like.
and the picture that you took of some of the pictures you took were amazing. That
Thanks,
picture you
man.
took of Keith, dude. Oh my word.
I'm so glad somebody knew him too, because I saw that picture and was just like, man, this guy's got a vibe about him. Turns out you have a record coming out with him too.
Yeah.
So many collabs going. I don't know how you find.
I mean,
time.
but let's be honest here. If you were a Benton man, the odds of Ben having a record coming out with someone random in the photo was pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good odds, right?
That's how you get a good attendance at your shows. You just make a record with everybody
Exactly.
you want there.
I'm the Andy Johnson of recordings.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
A lot more talented.
Speaking of Andy Johnson, just as a random side note, I got a message from him on Messenger the other day, and it was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Well, that's just weird. Like usually he comes out and says something or asks the question, where he just goes, 'Hey,' and so I was like, 'Hey,' and he goes, 'Hey, can you do me a favor?' And
You
I
didn't
was
get
like,
hacked, bro. He's
no.
been spammed for a year now.
I guess. And then he came back asking me for some ridiculous thing about passwords or something for his account. And it was such bad English. I was like, yeah, no, bro.
Andy's usually asking you for something, but he doesn't know how to get into an account.
I'm like, that's not you.
If Andy could get into accounts, he'd stop asking us for things.
Every now and again when it's someone you know well like that, it does for a second, it'll get you. But the way you immediately know is because it comes in with just "hey," and then asks you a question, and if you don't reply, you get a question mark. And you're like, do you ever notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was Andy, it would have been like, "Hey, asshole," or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, I want to kiss you on the mouth so bad. Or something.
You got to ask like qualifying
I
questions,
was
like
going to say what
like
he
if
actually calls me.
you got to ask like qualifying questions. So, like if it's Andy, it'd be like, okay, if this is really you, how many bands are you in?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the passwords one, man.
If you're not
I
a
get you.
robot, I pick on this band slot.
Right.
Which band haven't you been in?
Right. Each little photo of the different bands, it'll be like the 9 boxes. You got to select which bands you've been in.
One of them's always blurry, and he's going to get that one right.
They've made all these advances in AI, and they still have to like figure out like if we're human from these stupid boxes. There's got to be a better way, you know.
Yeah,
Well, that's why, because AI has gotten so good.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
figure out if we're
That's
human.
true. We need the AI to work for good as well, though. You
It's
know,
the Terminator, man. They're gonna take over the world soon.
there's going to be like a good one and a bad one.
Yeah,
like
if
the
they put
Christ
that
and
AI more
Antichrist
to
of
the
AI.
spell check versus the other things, that would have been great.
Yeah, for real.
right.
So, what were you going to say about?
No, I was just
mean,
gonna
about
say
Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve was Sunday, man, and then so I was telling Hunter before the show, we had this huge, my mom's gonna be moving and stuff,
Right,
and so we
yeah.
had this huge thing planned out at my mom's house, big last hurrah at the house that I've been in, that she's been in our family since. Yeah, the house has been, and my mom's owned the house since I was like 15 or 16 or something like that. So, I mean, a long time. We were to do this big thing. It was like 40, 50 people. I spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for food, for catering and everything. And then all of a sudden my mom, or my niece actually, who's in town from Tennessee, called me up like, I don't know, mid-morning. She's like, "Well, you're not going to believe this shit." My mom had COVID. So
Oh,
I was telling Hunter, it could have been any one of the other 50
Yeah.
people and they just wouldn't have come to the, but this was like my mom at her house,
Yeah.
So it wasn't even like, okay, well, we'll send her to her room or something. Like she'd been in her house for, the last couple of days, probably with COVID and
Yeah.
didn't know it. So.
She must have been gutted.
Oh, she was devastated.
It happens this time of year, though. Like I was telling you earlier, I was just like, we got the entire band. We were supposed to play Iguanas for New Year's
Yeah.
with people upstairs, and the entire band got COVID.
Oh no.
The day of the show, we all tested positive, and we had to text Matt from Iguanas. And then it's just like, what do we do? It's like, well, the people upstairs got the whole show. Good for them.
That happened to us on our New Year's Eve.
It did.
I got COVID,
You did.
and you had to play it with James and Sally.
James and I did. Sally came to our rescue, thank God, because James and I started playing and we started realizing just how much we needed you. But here's the thing. The mistake we made though was James and I were trying to play Hillbilly songs.
Yeah.
And we don't necessarily know all the lyrics, and we don't know that we were trying to play. If we had
Hell,
just
I don't know all the lyrics.
If we had played songs that he plays like in Butch and things that I, like 80s tunes and whatever that I knew from other bands or whatever, man, we would have killed it. We would have been
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
We would have been fine.
You're just up there singing the harmony parts of the
yeah,
Killbillies.
yeah. It
Done
sounded
like-
weird,
Could have just played Zombie over and over
Oh,
again.
God. Play zombies.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if you. We have this person who comes to see us play at O'Shea's,
Yeah.
who insists, never-endingly, that we play Zombie.
There's always one. And if
Yeah,
they missed
yeah.
the first set and you already played it, you got to play again.
Yeah, totally. I don't know if you've ever done it for her. I think we played a little bit of it once.
We played like 15 seconds of it, and then she tried to get on stage and was standing behind me, and I'm bumping into somebody, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I turn around, she was right there, and that's about the time that you stopped playing and say, could you get the fuck off stage?
Yeah, all of a sudden I grew some.
I've never, Ben is so gentle and docile on stage. I've never seen Ben get so angry on stage before, and he just turns around, could you just get the hell off the stage?
Well, it's happening more often now. That time up in Melbourne too, I'm starting to turn.
Yeah,
Starting to
you
turn. Evil Ben's coming out.
yeah, you're getting a little testy, man.
Just, look what happened to Afro, man.
That's hilarious.
Don't go smacking anyone.
Well, Ben, why do we have Hunter here with us today, man? I know it's not just because he's a cool dude.
I think I live here now, man. I'm on the same
I mean,
lot.
he is a cool dude, but that's not why he's here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about why Hunter's here today?
All right, so the three of us.
That's not it. Tell him the other story. No, I'm kidding.
Which one?
I was like,
Mind
oh
my
no.
behavior this show.
Which other story? Yeah, the three of us are in a project that I put together called Nina's Yard Party, and we thought we'd talk about it today, and then it occurred to me to give Hunter a call because you play guitar in it.
I do.
And you're also involved in the filming side of it. You
I do.
shot the last one, and
Yeah.
I think you can direct the one of the other ones.
Yeah, absolutely. I got some movie film that I'm busting out next time we do it too.
Yeah,
so.
man. That's awesome. Yeah, so the whole thing with Nina's Yard Party is Ricky Balouf and I were just kind of like back and forth texting, saying, "Oh, wouldn't it be fun to do some ska?" I think Ricky said to me, like, "Oh, you know, I kind of want to do some ska. Like, I miss ska. I want to just do some." And then I just ran with it. I just went crazy. I was just like, for some reason, I have one of those spurts of, I don't know if you ever get this creatively, but I had this little creative spurt and I wrote like 6 songs in like 2 days.
That's awesome.
And it almost never...
Been waiting for that for 10 years for myself.
I'll let you know when that spurt hits me.
Still going through my growth spurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so all of a sudden I had all these songs, and I think it kind of freaked Ricky out a little bit because he was just chatting, you know. And I was like, "Look, I have all these songs."
It was just an idea, man.
Yeah. But then he kind of embraced it, and he came over and we recorded a bunch of drums. And then while we were doing that, I got to thinking, what if I just call and message everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, enough musicians put them all together at that point, you know.
Yeah, and ska's the perfect music to do that. One, it's like unity and harmony are kind of big parts of what ska is and what it represents, and these days, and also just the style of music suits. So there's all sorts of different jobs everyone can have, right from percussion to horns to harmonies. You know,
Well, also every ska band has like 300 members anyway.
Exactly.
So it's perfect. It's the kind of music to do it.
It takes a village.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think you said it perfectly on I saw your post earlier, and just like, you know, the whole music was formed on unity and like acceptance and bringing everybody together from all different backgrounds. And I think that's what's so cool about this project is you literally have a ton of musicians and a ton of different bands that would all pull together to work together, and you gave us all the platform to do it.
From all over the world, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know.
And these days you can,
It was, and when I started doing it, the response I got from people, you know, when I started reaching out to them, the response was like overwhelmingly positive. Everyone just seemed up for it, and I was like, oh, okay.
It's the only group chat I've ever accepted on Facebook Messenger.
Oh,
so.
wow.
You don't know who you're talking to sometimes, but it's cool to see everybody be equally as stoked about this whole project and want to be as involved. And
I know.
Everybody's pitching ideas on the next video and stuff like that. And that's when I told you, I was like, whatever, let me shoot some, let me direct some. I'd love to, you know.
Yeah. No, it's really been like it warmed my heart. The reason, part of the reason why I wanted to do it and why I just ran with Ricky's idea is Sonic Boom 6 was a ska punk band, and that whole scene meant it was like my whole world for like 10 years. Just, you know, the touring of it and meeting of the bands, and I'd missed it, man. You know,
yeah, for sure.
Like No Name Ska Band's been a thing. That's been a lot of fun. So I had that to go to for ska. Speaking of which, you know, we just saw all the guys this weekend. It was so much fun. But you know, that now that's slowed down a bit because, slowed down a lot because people have moved to different cities. I was like not doing any ska, and I was like, oh, maybe this is finally time for that project where, you know, I'm like the creative driving force because, you know, I've never done anything like that really, where I had a lot of say over it, and I was kind of collating it and I was producing it. I also really wanted to have a shot at like producing like a vintage ska. You know? like actually in the engineering and the production.
Well, that's as soon as you showed me the tunes, and I was just like, dude, I'm all about it. Like I know exactly where you're trying to go with this, and I'd love to help be a part of it because like I think that was you going back to roots, you know.
Yeah.
And
the
early days of it.
I know, and one of the things that's always really irritated me is when someone says ska, they just immediately think of like mozzarella sticks, you know, cheesy third wave stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. Yeah, unfortunately, that's all I knew for the longest time until members of, you know, Spread, which I knew them forever as being a reggae band before I joined. When I joined them, they were starting to bring in a lot. They brought in the horn section. They brought in like first wave and second wave to me, like Kevin Johnson, our bass player. He's been a key to me finding out all about like second wave and
he's
like
very wise.
The English and I wouldn't go that far, but
wise, I learned knowledgeable.
He knows a lot. Yeah, sure. A lot about nothing. I learned a lot about like the English wave and the Jamaican wave, where it all started and where the second wave came from and how they adapted it, and then of course America, you know, bastardizes everything, but still you had something. It was the first thing I heard, and it was like it was mixed so much with punk that like it's, it's enough to like
I really
stand
like
against
that.
something, but in a happy way. It's
Totally.
like
Don't get me wrong. I think Third Wave Ska is really awesome.
Yeah.
But I always had this penchant, this like kind of love for that early stuff, and then when I saw Chris Murray kind of reinterpreting that and trying to do that, I at the time when he toured with us in the early 2000s, I was trying to emulate him then. But I didn't know enough then. I was in my 20s and I just didn't have the experience and quite the wherewithal to pull it off properly. Yeah. And so it just kind of took a back seat, this kind of first wave approach project. And now it's time, I'm
sure.
old enough and, know enough about reggae and ska to do it justice, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, I think each of the waves all had their styles and stuff. And like Third Wave, appealed to more people over here because it wasn't talking about such hard times. But some songs that you have on this EP really hit home to some people about like the violence and stuff that you grew up in your neighborhood and people you've lost and things like that. And so you hit all sides of the spectrum. Yeah, man. But in those old rootsy ways too, which I think is really cool.
Totally. One of the tunes that we're going to release, actually the next tune we're going to release, Deader Than Dead, I just took the tune Dreader Than Dread, which is Sonny Boy Rollins, I think, and I'd always loved that since I was like a student. Like I had it on a record. I used to mix reggae and jungle and drum and bass and do DJ sets. I was never that good at it, but I was definitely passionate.
Yeah, for sure.
And I had that tune Dreader Than Dread, and I just used to think it was so cool. Like and it had this whole beginning bit which was just spoken word. It just sounded really great over like drum and bass. It's like come on now, rude boy, stand fast and let us unite and be as one dread for 10,000 years. And you like drop a beat and stuff. I get and it was I'm dreader than dread. Like that was such a tune. Yeah. And so then I took that as inspiration to write the next single. Yeah, but this first one that we've released, Boom Beat Your Heart. I feel like we were gonna go with Deader Than Dead at one point, but then Ricky pointed out, well, where would you put Boom Beat Your Heart then? It's sort of the most accessible one, I guess.
Yeah, I think that was a great way to kind of show what, the whole move behind the project too is the unity and the feel good. And you released it on, Christmas and everybody gave them a good sense and warmth. And people are like really stoked to see what, what's happening now. And then you get into some more serious stuff. But it was a nice soft opening.
No, totally. And I wonder like how good, I mean, it was probably a reasonably good idea from a marketing perspective, but my Christmas was mad stressful, man.
I'm sure.
I was just on my phone.
I work retail, my family shop, and it's just, the thing about Christmas is it's like it's supposed to all be about joy and spreading, the good word, but like people are nasty come Christmas when they wait until the last minute for something.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, so I suppose where you're at, like, it must be nuts for Christmas. It's just are people getting like big sort of collage photo things in frames and stuff like that?
Everything's so last minute.
That's usually the last minute gift, right? I can't think of anything.
Yeah, get them a picture.
I'll get them a picture in a frame.
Exactly. So they always come by my print shop, and last minute. And we only got one printer and a few employees because we're mom and pop shop, and people are just like, what do you mean I can't get this right now? It's like you and 30 other people in my lobby want it right now.
Wow. So what's the main thing you're doing there? Is it like printing and framing stuff?
It's printing. We don't do a lot of framing, but mostly like printing and photography related. We're still developing film, we're the first and last photo film lab left in the area. And so we're still doing that. And we do photo printing and restorations and conversions and all those things.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So taking old and making it new and still keeping with the old, kind of like this project.
Yeah, there you go. That's cool.
It's funny, man. You get like you get stuff like that, like like you're saying, you guys have been around for so long, whatever. And I was born and raised here in the area, and so it's just weird, or I guess not weird, just fun. It's just fun to see like connections and stuff. Yeah. Like when I was a kid, when I was younger, like my mom was like super into photography, 35 millimeter, whatever, and that's where we took all our film, and that's where she took cameras to get repaired, and whatever. Like that's where she went all the time. And then like one day we're having a conversation, I find out that's your family business,
yeah.
and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like,
Been around forever. I think it's
just-
like a
but
staple in some of the spots. People were like, no, exactly. Like, I've driven past that for
Oh,
40 years.
exactly
That's
what it
yours?
is. Yeah, exactly.
For some reason, the
That's my
penny
dad's.
never dropped with me either. I drive past his work.
Yeah, that's right. I see
like
Ben driving
5
by
times
all
a
the
day.
time. I'm like, there he goes. I keep trying to catch him on my phone every time.
I had to drop off a USB recently. Incidentally, full of footage for the Nina's yard party stuff, and so I finally went in there and I was like, "Oh, you're right here.
You're right here.
Yeah. Such an idiot." But so I feel like I should read off the list of everyone who's
There's
on this.
quite a good amount of amazing musicians on that list.
Well, you're at the top of the list, Hunter Hutchings. So
The worst sound. I say the best for last.
Hunter plays the ukulele on there?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, the
A little
bagpipes.
guitar. Hector plays the cello.
And the bagpipes,
Yeah, and Hunter's so he's doing all of the the rhythm and he just and like the dub effects and stuff like that. And the reason was because he just has a nice setup with his twin and his carbon copy delay. Incidentally, I'm very excited because I got one of those for Christmas.
Me too. I got a new one.
Nice one. Yeah, and it just has this. I was talking to my brother-in-law about it. And he agreed. It's classic. It just has it does exactly what you want a reggae delay to do. You know?
Yeah, I mean, all my gear has always been very, true bypass and original tone and tube amps and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I try to fight technology and compressing your signal chain as much as possible, but
Yeah. No, I hear
still
you.
use everything old. So
Yeah,
you
I mean-
it's not broke, don't fix it.
I've been really trying to make the jump just because I figured it might be, going forward. I'm not getting any younger lugging that 4x10 around and stuff
Oh
like
no,
that.
but what you do, you're good, dude. You got a drum machine in your acoustic, so it's fine.
Yeah. Well, but I'm talking like for stuff like Butch and No Name, things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Like I have a Marshall stack and
Oh yeah,
it's-
you don't need those anymore. Now a little combo amp that big will
Yeah.
blast that thing out of the water.
In most
exactly.
cases, you don't even need that. You just need a nice emulator pedal.
No.
Oh, see, here we go. And the podcast is over. Cut.
Funnily enough, though, in a way, Hunter's right because the reason I wanted him to do it is because he feels that way about his gear, and I did want it to have a vintage sound, and it's like could you get it sound another way? I mean, maybe, but you'd be fighting to get it. Whereas that stuff just is it.
Yeah.
You're not trying to emulate it because it is it.
Yeah.
So
It's more of an experience to learn how to make it that way versus pushing a button that does it. But
yeah, exactly.
I can tell a difference.
I think right now I feel like I still can because I've bought a couple of emulators and I've been using them a lot.
Yeah.
I've been using them a lot. I haven't used them live yet, but I've been using them, and I feel like I still can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about and I pardon my ignorance on the subject, but I don't use that kind of stuff the way you guys do or anything, especially being a bass player and an upright bass player even less. But like my neighbor Chris, he's got like that. I think it's a head rush or something, and it clones stuff. Like you can play.
It's crazy listening to it happen, dude. What you plug it in, right?
Yeah.
And it just goes, makes this crazy sound and scans it. And
It scans it, it clones it. So like in a case like that, where if he took all your pedals and cloned everything into there and then had it in his thing, wouldn't it essentially? I mean, it's still digital, but wouldn't it essentially have the same sound or no?
I don't know if it would have
I can still tell the
quite the
difference.
same. Quite the same.
Like there's no.
It's like when people show me a photo, they're like, you can't tell if this is digital or film. Like, yes, I can.
I could tell.
We should do the. Actually, that would make for a good episode.
Right?
We should do the Hunter blind test.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
I could definitely tell on. I do the real estate photography stuff, and I get people all the time, like real estate agents, that'll come to me and like, I really like the way this place, photographs or whatever, and I'm like, but that furniture wasn't there. It was virtually
the
staged.
whole thing is
And they're like, no, that look at it. It's there. It was there. I'm like, that shadow's pointing in the wrong direction. That was definitely
That's
not.
advantage about AI. I can tell the difference between
it's
AI
crazy.
and real these days too.
Well, AI always gives
Yeah.
you 6 fingers. So
What is it with the fingers?
I don't know. AI is really funky. Isn't
Have
it?
you ever
Yeah.
tried to draw fingers in like an art class? It's like that's the hardest thing. Computers can't
fair.
even get it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
It stumps
But
the AI.
Like,
AI.
surely you'd think somewhere in the code it would be like, make sure to only include 5 fingers per hand.
You would think,
I don't know.
but
It's weird. And then anytime they try and make a guitar, they always make it a cross between an acoustic, electric, and a banjo. It's like this weird thing. Every time, like I've done so many of those, and the guitar is always super weird. Every now and again, it turns into a guitar that you would really want.
What was that one that I sent you? It was like Batman. It was Batman playing a bass. But he was playing a bass. Batman. First of all, Batman had 6 fingers on one hand, but he had.
I saw he's on a street corner.
Yeah. And he's got the bass has 4 strings, 5 nuts, and 6 tuning pegs. Yeah. I was like, what is going on here?
I know. It's ridiculous. I did one of Shaquille O'Neal playing a banjo one time, and the banjo was enormous. It was like the size of like a huge bass drum. It was really cool. It was hilarious.
I mean, that's kind of cool though.
I know. That's the one. The reason I brought it up is because like that was the one of these that I was like, I kind of want that. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's keep going. So yeah, Hector's playing bass in the project on all but one of the tunes. Rocky's on one tune, but yeah, Hector's doing bass for the rest of it. And like if we play live or whatever, you know, Hector's the bass player, Hunter's guitarist. And Ricky Balouf is on drums, and he's doing a great job, man. Ricky can really play, man.
That was one of the things I was most impressed with, is how many instruments he plays and how well he plays each one. And he's got the style down so well for that record too.
Yeah.
It's just like, who is that? You're like, Ricky. I'm like, what? How does he know how to play ska drums so well and traditionally?
I know. That's because the thing is, he doesn't even really like that kind of ska that much.
That's how you play it well, I guess.
I mean, he does like it, but he doesn't like, you know, he's more of like a third wave guy, but you know, he likes the punkier stuff, but he just slays that old style. So he slays it. Amazing. Yeah, and he came around and we just close mic'd kit in my spare bedroom, which is also like a kind of mini recording studio, and ended up, you know, doing a pretty good job with it. And it's nice to do it with him too, because he also knows what he's doing with recording and stuff. So between the two of us,
phenomenal.
Yeah. And then we got so Justin Hucker, who's recording this right now, and he's on trumpet now. The interesting thing about Justin and the trumpet is he hadn't played it for a really long time. And we got given some reason that a trumpet showed up at work, and so Justin used it to play the trumpet on "Boom Beat Your Heart," and he practiced a whole bunch, and he's like good now. He's going to be in the band. He's going to be the trumpet player.
Nice.
So it's cool.
Riding a bike, I guess.
Yeah. Totally. It's like honking a trumpet.
He's always used to blowing his own horn.
What if you were a terrible bike rider, you know, and like when people say it's like riding a bike, and you're like, oh God, not that again.
I have fallen off more times than I care.
Sure, they're out there. We just lost 2 followers.
Jump in and tell a story real quick.
Yeah. All right, hang on.
Switch me.
All right, hold on, tapping out.
But Justin's jumping in here because he's got a story.
Okay, so the crazy thing is the trumpet that we were given here was broken. So I tried to fix it and everything, but the third key of it, is there a key?
Yeah.
Okay.
Valve.
There it is. The third valve was like sticking and stuff. So every single time that we do a take, we just set it at one point. We were just like, we got frustrated about it. We just let it roll, and then I just kept doing take after take. And when it got it right, when it didn't stick, all right, that's the take. Let's just use that, and then we'd move on. So it was just like over and over again. Stick. Oh, we got it. Move on.
Yeah.
So we got it. That was fun.
Yeah, we definitely got it, and that was some great practice too. You know, like we're going to get you up to speed. You know, you're going to be a trumpet player.
If I get that one fixed, I'm down to do this. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, you're going to be on the live, man. You're going to be on the stage with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, Hunter, just stay there. This is fun. Hi, everybody. All right, let's switch back.
Go. Just start pressing buttons in the booth there, Hunter. It's fine. It's fine. You're not going to mess anything up.
I was producing for a few minutes, if anyone noticed.
Don't worry. You're not going to mess anything up. It's all good.
Then we have Neil Shukla, who I've known for a really long time. He did the drums on the Killbillies' second album, Transplant Life.
Oh, nice.
And he is a really good... He plays percussion for Andrea Bocelli.
Holy crap.
He does like some serious stuff, man. He's an amazing drummer and percussionist, like really good. He's done all sorts of cool stuff. Like, you know, like I don't know if I know anyone who's better at that kind of stuff than Neil. He's really incredible. So I'm super stoked to have him on the project. Then we got Matt Krug, who is, my brother, no-name ska band brother. And we've, I've known him for decade, maybe longer. So I used to go to prop all the time, and I knew him before that, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, anyway, he's cool. It's Matt. Everyone knows Matt. I think he's a good lad.
Agreed.
Yeah. And then Cooley Ranks. Now, if you don't know who Cooley Ranks is, he was in the Toasters for a long time, and the Toasters is this band that it sort of like spanned. It was bridged the gap between the second wave and the third wave. Mm-hmm. There's no one that really sounds like them because they have a third wave-ness about them.
Yeah.
But they never really go punk,
Yeah,
sure. But they just have this weird. They're like in the middle.
There's a few like them, like Slackers, Acrolites, but they still keep the old style in the third wave.
Yeah, totally. And actually, Bucket from the Toasters was the guy who started Moonscar, and he also started Moonscar Europe, and so a lot of the third wave is he's kind of responsible for all of these bands' first label.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah, he's a major player, and he's still touring like a beast. That guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's been doing it forever, man. I really respect him. But yeah, Cooley Ranks was in the Toasters for a long time, and then he started his own band called Pilfers, and yeah, they've been around for a while, and they've got some tunes, man. They've got an album called Chawala Leng, which is just banging, and then he came. The reason I know him is because he came to England, and we were like his backing band for a tour. So we'd play, and then we'd back him while we play. So we had to learn all of the Pilfer songs and some of his like solo ones. It was pretty hectic, like because we had to learn a ton of songs really fast. So we did that, and as a result, we got to know each other really well because we were like in the practice room,
sure.
Figuring stuff out, and then he came back over another time, and he was in this song that we wrote called All In, and he was like, he had a big part in that song. So if you want to check out like a hilarious video, if you want to check out more videos like Boom Beat Your Heart with me in and Cooley in, and they're kind of like a jolly beat, watch that. It's called All In by Sonic Boom 6. And talking to Sonic Boom 6 in the new Nina's Yard Party band, we have Layla Kay, and she's the singer from Sonic Boom 6, and super cool, good friend, known her for a really long time, over 20 years. And Barney Boom who's the other, linchpin of Sonic Boom 6, and he was on 561 Music a few weeks ago. So he's a cool guy, man.
It was a good episode, man. He had a lot of cool, good information and got good advice.
He's very wise.
He's got a wealth of knowledge.
I sometimes forget when I haven't spoken to him for a while how sharp he is. He really knows what's going on. He has a lot of clarity, in his thought, which is why it was cool, simultaneously cool and slightly. I don't know what the word is, intimidating to be in a band with him.
Yeah.
Like you'd know that if you had an idea about something, more often than not, he would have a better one. It's pretty frustrating. But
I think just learn from it at that point.
Exactly. That's what we did. And then and Mick Rude is on it, Hunter's bandmate, and hometown hero, the legend, singer of Spread the Dub, and he's on a tune, singing a tune, and we actually wrote the words together in
that's awesome.
in your practice room in 4010.
Some words in a long time.
we did it together, and it was fun actually. He had some really good ideas, and we were bouncing back and forth and kind of punching it up together. We ended up writing a really cool song, and then Sierra Lane is on it, and she's just a fantastic singer and guitar player. We were just talking about her guitar playing, weren't we?
She's stumped me a few times.
Yeah, she's got some moves.
I played with
man.
her a few times, and she's trying to teach me chords, and I'm just like, where did you do this? She's like, I don't know. I made it up last night, and I'm just like, well, it sounds beautiful. I'm not going to know that in time for tomorrow's show.
Yeah, so, there's a chord that I call the Sierra chord, which is it's the major 7 add 9, and it's how one of her songs starts, and then it's in a few of the other ones as well. She just has this.
That's cool. She's got that thing. I remember learning guitar. One of the first favorite chords I learned was the Jimi Hendrix chord, but now Sierra Lane has her own chord too.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
so much Hendrix S.
I know, it's so much like smoother and cooler than the Hendrix chord too. It's a really nice one. And then we got Joey Caldereo on it, who is kind of another person from South Florida who is more in that kind of reggae rock arena. Like, I mean, Sierra Lane plays all sorts of different stuff, but she does kind of lean into the reggae umbrella a little bit. But then Joey Caldereo, he's right in there. He's a reggae guy. And reggae rock guy, and his music's amazing. And he's one of these people who's
Great
just,
showman too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he's so technically proficient, like just in terms of his gear and everything.
He's one of those guys that have the drive and the hunger for it too, and he's going out there and doing it.
Yeah, and he's constantly making content, and he's got, as a result, he has like a gazillion like listens on his tunes and stuff. Yeah.
He is a content king, man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he always has something post. Like every day he's posting content.
Yeah, totally.
It's good content. Right?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's good content. It's entertaining.
Yeah, and he's a great singer and a great guitarist.
We were trying to keep
Good
up with the times.
songwriter.
We just did like stupid memes and stuff like that, but he's actually making some pretty good content.
Yeah, totally. No doubt about it. He has that JC like neon light behind him. He looks cool, man. He's a cool dude. Cool customer.
Yeah, it's so cool how you brought in all these great up and coming and past South Florida people and mixed it in with your world of what you've done in England and all over too.
Yeah.
It's cool to collab us all together.
I think so.
Because South Florida's hard. You get stuck down here. It's a long state, so you don't get to see what else is out there until you introduce us to these other people and bring us into that world.
Totally, and the reggae world and the ska world are very different worlds. Even though, there's a huge crossover musically. It's like, some of these reggae festivals and things, they don't like very often have ska bands,
Yeah, and if
at
you
all.
told anybody there in the crowd that ska came before reggae, they're like, nah, man.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
didn't. It was born with Sublime.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. So yeah, it was quite nice to mix some reggae scene people with some ska scene people. I really enjoyed doing that. And then we got, I mentioned him before, the eponymous Rocky Rucker.
Yeah.
He's been on the show a few times, and he's, local ledge. And then Jacob Tacos, he's in there. He's singing some harmonies. He's got a beautiful voice. And then Jeff Ritchie, who I knew, he's another person who I knew from the Toasters, because Sonic Boom 6's first tour was with the Toasters. And I think Cooley Ranks had already left. I know he had. He'd already left by then. But Jeff was in the Toasters then, and
I didn't know he'd been with them that long, because last time we played with the Toasters, Jeff was in the band. Like, oh, cool, how'd you pick up this guy? I didn't know he was the thing from a while ago.
yeah. Jeff was playing in the UK with the Toasters in like 2003 or something.
Okay, so he's not it.
Yeah. He's been there for a minute, man.
That guy is a ska networking king, too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a killer, man, and he was so young, then. But he hasn't changed like physically, like at all. Looks exactly the same.
Yeah, I've known him for almost 10 years now. Not change.
Yeah, totally. I think being a musician kind of pickles you in aspects somehow. I don't know how, but
I just have to change my facial hair every once in a while. That's about it.
and then Chris Murray, who is in many ways the inspiration behind this whole project for me, because I admire how he plays, what he plays, his whole approach to it, the reverence with which he holds ska. I just think it's a beautiful thing, and I love to follow him online because he's always talking about he always has some kind of interesting like piece of footage from like the 70s in Jamaica or something that. He's just like a cool guy. He's a ska historian, among other things. Very good ska musician too. And then Dave McWayne, who is from Big D and the Kids Table. And I think there's going to be a couple of other people from Big D and the Kids Table who are up for it too. And I spoke to some people from the Slackers who said they were up for it as well.
Awesome.
So I'm going to get those guys on. And then the kind of king of sort of ska, like social media and podcasting, Matt Wixon, who is a friend of mine. I knew him from the Flaming Tsunamis. He was in the Flaming Tsunamis in the mid to late 2000s, and he came to the UK, and we did a bunch of touring with them there, and then we came over to the US and toured there as well. So that's how I met Matt. And us and the Flaming Tsunamis got on, really well. We spent quite a lot of time with each other, and there's a little bit of a different tour than we were used to because when we played with them, because they were more like hardcore scene kids.
Yeah.
You know, like that kind of skacore in the US is a lot more in the hardcore scene than it is in England. You know, like skacore,
Kind of like Fishbone kind of stuff, or
like it was like really, really heavy.
Yeah.
Like actual hardcore mixed with ska. It was like, yeah, they were amazing. You should go check them out, man. They're
like Mephistopheles kind of deal, or
even heavier
harder
than
than
that.
that?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I gotta look that
like
up then.
beatdowns and stuff.
all right, I didn't know nothing.
Yeah. They're really sick. There's a band called. Have you ever heard of Foley?
Nah.
Check them out too. That's a similar
I
deal.
need to learn some things.
Yeah. They're super heavy and just super inventive, and you know, I can't really think of another band I could even say they were like.
Yeah.
They're nuts. Except for they're a little bit like Foley. But yeah, so I mean, you know, that's basically where we're at with it. I think Robin from Random Hand might be on it too. Random Hand's a UK ska band if you haven't heard of them, and they're really cool. They're a great band. So I mean, they're doing so well. They got in the charts. They got in the UK charts for their last album, which
cool.
is insane for a ska band these
Yeah,
days.
still over in the UK.
Yeah.
Because I know we played that festival over there, Boomtown, and it seemed like it was still very much alive, because that was an interesting festival, because it was mostly like punk, ska, some reggae, and then like English kind of electronic music, I guess.
Yeah,
Or-
Boomtown Bear's really good. I played it a couple of
But man,
times.
there was what a turnout for like still to follow those genres of music. So I thought it was just still a household thing over there.
Well, Boomtown is just happens to be very cool.
Yeah.
There's a few others like that too, and the festival scene is its own thing. But when it comes to like the actual charts,
Yeah, because
that's
I
different.
saw Big D in the kids table there.
Yeah.
Me and my drummer had actually found some.
Right.
First time I saw them, and I was having a great time.
Oh wow, that's cool. A Big D with.
But they were great. We walked into a little circus tent, and then everything about Boomtown was just like they do it theatrical. Every stage has a different theme.
Yeah.
So in like little Chinatown, in the back of it, there was a circus tent, and I walk in, and like it's super like small, condensed, but packed house.
Yeah.
And you just nuzzled up in a corner, and I was watching them for the first time, and what a high energy show. I mean, it was a really
when we
cool
were
thing
trying
to
to
see.
when we were trying to get paid, this was years ago
Yeah.
now when we played it. It was like 15 years ago or something. When we were trying to get paid, the people who were in the office were just out of their minds on K.
Yeah.
And so it was like impossible,
big
like,
over there, too.
impossible to like communicate with them.
I don't know what we found, but it might have been nothing. But they told us we were having fun. I don't do drugs.
Yeah, so it is. Yeah, Boomtown Fair, man. It's if you could have gone to any festival, I'm glad you went to that one.
Yeah, it was
Really good
killer.
one.
We that year we were also on it with the Slackers, the Mad Caddies.
Yeah, sick.
The Skints were on it.
Yeah.
So that was a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
year to be there for that. So
Yeah, for
we had a
sure,
blast. And the Adolescents played before Steve passed. So
Have you ever heard of a band called King Blues?
Another band I
That's-
need to look up.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who played it when we've done it. There's a bunch of people I've forgotten
But it was
about.
cool. It was wild.
Yeah, it's sick.
I'd learned that you guys, your porta potties, you just throw shavings over everything.
Yeah, that's kind of a new thing. We didn't used to do that. But it's like a new thing.
Well, that's the English
Cat
way. You
litter,
just
man.
throw shavings over it and call it a day.
The first time I saw that was at a festival in France, and I guess it must have just
Yeah.
caught on because it's kind of like a
And the urinal
eco way.
was about the size of this corn. You're sitting there looking at the guy across from you while you're going.
That's not how you pee all the time.
It's just like,
Staring
it's the English
directly
way,
into
I
another man's
guess.
eyes.
Stare into his eyes.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna go and play you guys a song.
Sounds good, man.
All right, can't wait to
Yeah.
hear it.
Let's do it.
like it. All right. This song's called "Boom Beat Your Heart." When I first met you, my love, I knew I had to share. 'Cause you had too much life for any one of us there. And as the time gone by, your love, it extends to all. And all I can do is smile as I see you embrace us all. Boom with your heart, no stone left unturned. The way you let love in. Boom with your heart, and nobody is spared.
from the love you bring. Well, it's easy enough to say, but can you follow through? Yes, it's easy enough to say, but so much harder to do. Whether the days are easy or you're feeling blue, lift us up with your big, big heart and carry us with you. Boom with your heart, no stone left unturned, the way you let love in. Boom with your heart, and nobody is spared from the love you bring. It's a lesson in empathy, oh, such a wondrous thing. What a joy to be in your world with all the love you bring. As the years they roll on by, all our souls they sing, from the way that you are inside. Don't ever change a thing. Boom with your heart, no stone left unturned, the way you let love in. Boom with your heart, and nobody is spared from the love you bring. Boom with your heart, no stone left unturned, the way you let love in. Boom with your heart, and nobody is spared from the love you bring.
It's the end of the year and it's time to get those taxes done. We all hate doing it, but it's just something that needs to get done. You can call Mary at Harmony Management Group and she'll make it as painless as possible for you. For the past several years, Mary has become the go-to accountant for the scene's musicians and artists, and really any small business. Need help? Give her a call today at 561-420-5652 or visit harmonymanagementgroup.com. Now, I can personally say that Mary is an absolutely wonderful accountant and she understands firsthand the world of artists and musicians. She's been a huge help to Killbillies, and we are so proud to have her as a sponsor because she really cares about the local music scene and the local art scene. If you need help with the paperwork side of any small business, Mary has got your back. Again, the way to get in touch with her is 561-420-5652, or you can visit harmonymanagementgroup.com. We are also sponsored by Oasis Root. Now, Oasis Root Carver Bar is in Seagrape Square on Indian Town Road, and it is a carver bar. If you don't know anything about carver, it's a Polynesian root that you grind up and you mix with water, and it has been in Polynesia for potentially thousands of years. It's an old thing that they used for kind of ceremonial and also sort of leisure purposes. It's meant to be something where, you know, that brings people together. You all take a shell of carver and chink them together and say bula and have it together like that. It's meant to be something to bring people together. It's has a kind of an effect, which is, I guess, a kind of a slightly warming effect. It just kind of makes you feel nice. It's not particularly intoxicating. It's not like drinking alcohol. So the atmosphere in a carver bar is sort of like a cross between a regular bar and a coffee house. It's pretty chill in there. You get all sorts of different types of carver bars. Some of them are more like a club, you know, there's sort of like blacklight and EDM playing. And some of them are more like a cafe. This is one of the cafe type of ones. It's super chill in there. If you're looking for somewhere to, I don't know, maybe go and do some work on your laptop or go and have a chat with friends, it's perfect for that kind of thing. There's a foosball table in there if that's your jam, or baby-foot as they call it in France. And yeah, Jim, the owner, is a really cool guy, and he has very kindly sponsored our podcast. So thank you very, very much for that, Jim. They also do a poker night in there, all sorts of things going on at Oasis Root Carver Bar. 561 Music is sponsored by Live Music Community. It's where we film the podcast that you're listening to right now, and it's also where I work. Gavin, Hector's son, was a student here for a long time, and in many ways he's the musician he is today because of the teachers at Live Music Community. We taught him not only about his instrument, but also about being in a band, and his band, Unemployed Youth, accomplished a lot of goals, mostly band etiquette, how to work together, and all of the nitty-gritty that goes into being in a band on a day-to-day basis. The student signs up for lessons, learns their instrument, joins a real band, and decides the direction it goes in. And we can take people from very young age, 6 or 7 years old, all the way up to 80. There's no age limit here. We run an adult program for people who want to be in a band as adults, but really the main focus is on the kids and getting them playing together and in bands. We are also a studio, a live stream venue, and we can record audio or video. The Killbillies live album, Warts and All, was recorded here. It was recorded during a live stream that we did during COVID. Justin had a great idea to record live streams during COVID. A ton of bands came in, and it was a real success. But outside of that, we can record albums, we can help you with your EPK, and we have full audio-visual capabilities here. LMC is in Palm Beach Gardens on the northwest corner of Military Trail and North Lake Boulevard. It's north of the gas station, right before you get to North Lake on Military Trail. And if you go to livemusiccommunity.com, you have all the information you'll need right there. All right, we're back. So what do you think of that then?
It was terrible. No, I'm kidding, man. It was amazing.
Could have used some bass and guitar.
I mean, you could have put a little bass and guitar in there, but it's fine.
We did talk about it, and I'm embarrassed to say that I was like, no, we hadn't rehearsed it.
We're just busting your balls because we can. No, it sounded good, man.
Oh, thanks.
It sounded good, man. I love
trying to get back to that Chris Murray thing,
I'm still singing along the whole way too, and our little parts and things. From the video.
Well, that's the funny part. You were doing your thing over there, and then I'd look at Hunter, and we'd be like,
yeah.
You span a bass and just disappeared off
It
into
gets stuck in your head, man.
Yeah, man, it's going to be fun when we do shows. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, dude, it's going to be fun. I got to figure out how to mount a rocket on the back of my bass so I can fly across the stage.
Yeah.
So,
I get some sparks flying from the back of it. Pyrotechnics.
Who does that? There's a band that we just saw not long ago, where while the bass player he had like, I don't know, a little something, I don't even know how to explain it, like a fire extinguisher type container, like strapped on the back of the strap of the bass guitar, and he was playing, and every now and then he'd hit a switch, which you would think it was like a pickup switch or something. He'd hit a switch, and flames would shoot out like the headstock or whatever.
That's crazy.
And then he'd turn it back off. I'm trying to get my wife.
Oh, I saw a video of that.
My wife,
it's a metal band, right?
I don't even think it was a metal band.
That's really
surely
cool.
it wasn't Dyke as you. They're always setting things on fire. But.
No, I'll think of it. My wife will know who it is because she was commenting about, like, when we went to go see them, where she was like, "What is that fire?" And I'm like, "Holy shit, it is!"
Yeah.
How are we not doing that? Sounds amazing.
Yeah,
I'll right off the bass.
Yeah.
when in doubt, set it on fire.
Dude, I'm just gonna shoot like bottle rockets off the top of the bass.
Try that at your New Year's gig.
That would be amazing, actually.
So, it's at this point in the podcast that I usually ask them what the song's about. So I'll just quickly explain what Boom Beat Your Heart is about. It's so my wife, Christy, is just she has this way of being with people where she really genuinely does care about, like, everyone. You could be like, oh, you think someone's a dick or something like that, or you just don't want to hang around with them. Christy is just she cares for her fellow human. She just loves people, She wants people to be all right, and she can always tell when someone isn't. And she's one of these people. She's like a protector of the weak.
Nice.
And I just love her for that. I really do. I admire it so much, and that's what it's about. It's about my wife.
Awesome.
How cool she is.
That's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
man.
I mean, I thought it was about me, and I'm a little bit offended, but that is kind of cool. It is a cool song.
It's funny. Ryan thought it was about someone who was really promiscuous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's.
I thought it was about a drummer with the boom beat, but I guess that's the same thing.
I guess so. All right. So should we get into our next thing?
Yeah. So, as you well know, we do a little thing called 561 Music Festival. We've done that 37 times. No, actually, we've only done it twice. We've
Yeah.
done it twice now. But
We're still a long way behind
Second
Bark.
annual.
Right.
You'll catch up.
Right,
All it takes
right.
is another.
He's looking at us like that's cute.
All it
Second
takes is
annual.
another COVID. You'll take a couple years off. You can catch up.
I love that. He's looking at us. You guys are so cute. Third festival.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, let's see when you move it to an amphitheater.
That's adorable.
talk.
That's adorable.
See when you got like 150 vendors. Or whatever.
Man, I would love to have the space for that. That's the one thing I wish we had space for as vendors, and we just
Yeah.
can't do that at Matthews.
Well,
you
you get you have twice the amount of bands.
know? yeah. I mean, Matthews is a great spot for us
Yeah.
to do it at.
Absolutely.
It's
That's
a
where we
great
started.
setup, and it's
Yeah.
it's a great spot. But that's one of the drawbacks is we don't have that space for you know,
Yeah.
for vendors and stuff. So. But yeah, cat's out of the bag. It is at Matthews again.
Matthews Brewery.
Yeah, Matthews Brewery in Lake
Yeah.
Worth.
They got a restaurant there now too.
They
Yeah.
do. Yeah. Is it Matthew's Kitchen or something? I think. I'm not sure what he's calling it.
The Scratch Kitchen. or
Scratch
something
Kitchen.
like
That's
that.
what it is.
But-
That's
but
what it is.
It's really good.
Yeah.
We had it last gig we played
Yeah.
there.
So usually usually your admission, you're there, and there's food trucks and stuff there, but no need for food trucks. There's a whole kitchen now,
Built
and
in.
he's got a ridiculous menu. So yeah, I'm gonna actually be checking it out.
It's not good. It's just ridiculous. It's like clown food.
No, but it's good clown. food.
No, we
it's
tried it. It's
delicious.
really good, and a bunch of clowns ate it.
Yeah.
There you go. I got it the wrong way around.
I'll
yeah.
be checking it out on the 14th when
It's food for
Young
clowns.
Fiction comes home from their tour.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's going to be at Matthews. We are doing it March 30th. Same format, 2 stages, 20 bands. It's going to be $10. Just, I mean, we're trying to keep it the same as the last for the first 2 years, trying to keep it accessible to everybody. $10 gets you in. Not sure about the VIP tickets that we did last year and the year before, where it was like I think $25 got you a ticket and a shirt, as opposed to having to pay $10 for the ticket and $25 for the shirt at the event. But we're working on that, and I believe we're going to do that. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to announce the first 10 bands.
Yeah.
And then next episode, we're going to announce the other 10 bands. And after the first of the year, all the ticket links will go live and all that stuff. So you'll be able to start getting your tickets and everything.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be amazing, man. It's going to be just like last time, just like the time before that. It's going to be 12 noon to I think it ran to about 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And 20 bands, 2 stages.
That's awesome.
It's never never a quiet moment, because it's literally while one band is playing, the other one's setting up. So one band stops, you turn around, and there's another stage,
Like
and they
Vans
keep
Warped
playing.
Tour, Lake Worth.
Yeah. No, it's awesome, man. We have a great time with it.
Yeah, I've never been more stressed, but it's always, you know what I mean?
That's why we cut back to 10 bands. So
It's adorable. It's adorable. Ben's like, I've never been more stressed, right? Ben's like chilling and talking to people and stuff. I'm running around with the radio. Hector, we got another emergency. Could you? I'm looking over, and Ben's like, ha ha ha, having a great
really
laugh
good.
with somebody.
That's a
I know a
fair point.
frontman like that too at a festival.
It's in our blood. We can't help
It's all good, man. It's all good. We have a good time. It all works out. And then, yeah, man, it's, we're going to try to do some things. Last year, we did a raffle for the drum heads. I think we're going to do the same thing this year, but I think we're going to be a little smarter about it. Last year, we had the drum heads on the drums.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then at the end of the event, we were like scrambling to get them off the drums.
Yeah,
So I think
yeah.
we're just going to have them like at the table, and the bands can come in and sign them at their
There you
leisure,
go.
and then all the
There
bands
you
will be able to
go.
sign it and stuff. Yeah. So
That
we'll
is
we did
smart.
is we used last year's drum head to auction off this year. But
that's
once you get past 2 years, you can start doing that.
and then Hunter has this amazing guitar that he's donating,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
he doesn't know it yet.
It's that
but-
orange one right there on the wall.
No, I'm kidding. No guitars. I say no guitars, but I don't know. That's something to think about.
That's a nice idea.
Maybe we get a guitar,
Yeah.
and we have all the bands sign the guitar and
Customize it, put a
do a
photo
raffle,
on
do a
There's
music.
plenty of
raffle.
cheap options on the Florida Music Gear Classifieds
do
Facebook page.
There you go.
do an auction. No, my kid's got a guitar. I'll take it from him.
You could wrap it. You could do like a 561 music skin on it.
Yeah, I could actually, man. That'd
Yeah,
be fun.
I know a guy that does that.
Yeah.
And he does ours.
Oh man.
Yeah, there you go. We got a new idea.
man. Stuff
Hector got a vinyl cutter though.
I do have a vinyl.
He got
cutter.
one for Christmas.
Yeah, I did. I did get a vinyl cover for Christmas. So yeah, guys, 561 Music. It's the same. All the links will be the same. 561 561music.com brings you to our website, but 561 Music Festival or 561 Music Fest, either one will get you the ticket links once they go live. They're going to go live. I'm probably going to have them go live January 1st.
Yeah.
And $10 for the tickets. I'm going to try to do the $25 with the shirts. It just depends on, where we land with the shirts and the costs and all that stuff.
Right.
Trying to keep things, a little simple this year. Yeah, we're gonna try to do a few different things, and we'll kind of announce that as we go. But I think the important thing is 20 bands, 2 stages, $10. You cannot go wrong with that.
No.
50 cents a band. Right. Even if 10 bands suck, it's still $10 for 10 good bands, right? I mean, that's right.
Totally.
But none of the bands suck. They're all amazing. Every band is amazing. They're all handpicked.
Yeah.
Ben went to each person's house and handpicked these bands. It was he sat down in their living room, worked out the contracts. Yep. It was great.
He gave him 50 cents on the rider.
Gave him 50
I've been paying
cents.
less for worse.
Yeah. So I guess without further ado, why don't we go down the list of the first 10 bands, and then as we go down the list, we'll for anybody that is not familiar with any of these bands or has not seen any of the episodes that these particular bands are on, we'll give them a little clip. Little clip to watch of the band performing either on our show or otherwise.
And stick them in the links too.
Yeah. I'll definitely put all of that in the links. So I got to put on my eyeballs because I'm a little older than the rest of you guys here.
First one is.
It is not, man. See, you're screwing this whole episode up
I'm
already.
sorry.
It's just fun to say, but you do have to say that name right because they played Bark and I mispronounced it.
They do.
I was like,
first
fuck
one
it.
is Smoke Boss Militia, and it's actually the Smoke Boss Militia is from what I'm understanding. Those guys are really fun.
They're cool, man.
They're really cool.
They're an awesome band.
They're really cool.
The guy is like a true blue punk. He's an awesome dude. We had loads to speak about when he came on the podcast, and really good.
Yeah. So let's watch a little clip of Smoke Boss Militia.
You were crying, 'cause I missed your call to worship, even though you posted signs. When I think something's wrong, I'm right. And when I think something's right, I'm wrong. I'm not trying to start any fights. I'm just going back where I belong. No, you wish I would just fall in line. And sometimes I wish that I could. I am not misunderstanding. I am just misunderstood.
All right, man. So that was Smoke Boss Militia, and those guys. Like I said, there's not going to be any bad bands on this ticket, man. They are all fun bands. They're all really cool bands, and true to past 561 music festivals is all different genres and stuff. So there's something for everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So the next band we have, you wanna announce this one?
I'll see if I can get this one right.
Right.
Blab Scam.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
These guys.
Those guys are rad.
Fun.
I played some shows with them.
Yeah.
These guys are fun
So,
and a lot of energy.
Oh, for sure.
a friend of mine is mixing their album, and I in close proximity to where I live. So I've been listening to some of their new tunes, and it is fire. Their new album is fire.
It's like
I'm sure,
grunge
man.
punk. I don't know. They got some 90s grunge mixed in with some new punk kind of indie sound. It's heavy though, and it's a fun show. They're a high energy show for sure.
Big guitars, also kind of inventive and some interesting weird bits too. Like rad.
And just nice guys too. So let's take a look at the clip from Blabscam. And that was Blab Scam.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, fun guys, man. Fun guys. Actually looking forward. I didn't realize they were doing a new album, so I'm looking forward to what you were saying about their album.
Yeah, it's good. Brainworms.
So band number 3 of 20 bands. 20 bands, $10, guys. Band number 3, which is appropriate because it's 33 Lions.
Yeah, and we had them on the podcast, and that was one of the most interesting podcasts we've ever done. We were talking about like gender and sexuality, and also deconstructing faith and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It was just wild. I learned a lot that day.
It was, how can I put that? It was a very educational podcast. Like I usually we're always having fun and whatever, and it was a fun podcast, but I felt like I learned something that night.
Yeah.
So that was
Me
cool.
too, man. Yeah,
That was
it was
cool.
great.
And they were just on we just partnered with
Long live the scene.
Ricky with Long Live the Scene, and we did the toy drive.
Yeah.
And 33 Lions played, man, and they killed it.
They rocked.
They're just so much fun, and she's just fun to just watch. She's
Yeah.
so it was the first time my wife had actually seen them play, and she's just so animated on stage, man. She's like really interacts. She's pointing
Vivacious.
at people, and she sucks the crowd in to the performance, man. It's so fun. It's so fun.
There's a band called No Comply from the UK, and they're just something about their aesthetic and their music reminded me so much of them. And I loved that band.
That's
so.
so
that's
funny
awesome.
to say there's actually a band with that name. My two first band names I ever went before I even knew how to play the guitar was playing Tony Hawk back in the day. I'm like, either gonna call one Stalefish or No Comply, which are two skateboarding moves.
Yeah.
But that was already taken, so good thing I never started that. one,
Yeah. Or you'd be like Killbillies, where
I'll
there's
have to
like
look them
loads
up.
of Killbillies around.
Moonshiners too.
Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Well, let's check out a clip of 33 Lions, shall we?
Yep.
Let's do it. You forgot.
To do it. Now it's gonna be.
Now
you.
I feel like an idiot.
Your voice, it echoes like a sound from a dream. Can't tell if it's you or if it's just me talking to myself, so that I don't scream for help. So I go to the place that we used to meet, and I think of the moments of when you're kissing me, and I smile at the thought of what we used to be. But for now, it's only a memory.
All right, that was 33 Lions, and as you can see, they just kill it. They're a wicked band. And the next one on the list is At the Starlight. Now, At the Starlight, we had them on the podcast too. I don't know why I keep saying that because they've all been on the podcast. But
I mean, that's kind of the criteria, right?
yeah.
So we didn't have to go on the podcast to play the fest.
Yeah, so exactly, that's why we did this episode, so we could go. But they're really good. They're like indie band, and they have this very cinematic sound.
Very moody. Like,
yeah. No doubt. I think they're great.
Yeah.
And interesting, like super friendly people too. And you should definitely check them out. It's like Hector was saying, there's lots of different styles and genres and takes on music aesthetics in the festival, and this is a perfect example of that. They couldn't be more different from 33 Lions, like or Blab Scam or Smokebox Militia. They're all very unique.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what do you say we take a look at a clip?
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Remember the days when the world was your very own playground. The old swing was a spaceship, and it went round and round. You sat on the floor with a porch light on, playing with your friends, singing along to the same old songs. Story never ends. Ooh, won't you remember? Let me take you there. favorite song. I won't let you forget.
And that was at the Starlight.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, good stuff,
The
man.
Starlight. I even love the name.
All right, who we got next, man? It's this will be the fifth band now.
Yeah, it's Mount Sinai. Now, Mount Sinai have an epically biblical name, and they play epic music. It's kind of jammy, proggy, and then swings between all these interesting kind of rock genres.
Blues, rock, a little bit of everything, really.
Yeah, it's killer. I mean, they're really inventive, and they have an interesting instrumental setup, and the whole thing is just very unique. Very unique. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing them. They play a lot of shows, and they'll do longer shows because they can do that. They sort of stretch a lot of the stuff out. It is very jammy, and they're all great players, man.
No, they're all great musicians. Yeah.
Should we check it out?
Let's check it out.
All right.
All right.
All right, so that was Mount Sinai, and they're killer, man. So the next one is Little Things Duo, and whoop whoop. I just love these guys. We did.
I love them.
Yeah, we did a show with them one time for Victoria Lee's wedding, and then off the back of that, we ended up doing a recording with them that came out really awesome.
I still haven't heard it.
I know. Yeah, we got to hit them up about that. See
Yeah,
what's
man.
going on with it.
I know it sounds amazing because I was on it, but I haven't heard it.
Yeah, we really enjoyed that, and I think we're going to. They were talking about us doing more songs with them, like an EP or something. So I think
I'm
that might
down.
be in the pipelines. Yeah, they're super cool. Just two people. They make a lot of noise. Their harmonies are tight, crisp. Yeah, and great players too, and just they started the whole thing off as buskers, and you can tell, like they just have this animated, like it draws you in, like
yeah. No, they're fun to watch, man, and just their voices just meld so well together. It just sounds incredible.
It's like one voice, incredible.
Yeah. So let's check out a little clip of the little things duo.
Absolutely.
I wish I didn't run away. Yeah. I could have had you right then and there. Instead I acted like I didn't care. Now I want you right next to me, but I guess I just couldn't let it be. I should've called you up on the phone every night that I felt alone. Won't really ever know where this could have gone. There was so much to explore, and you only left me wanting more. It was easier being your friend, just knowing your first name back then. It was never really ever too late, but I guess you just couldn't wait. Now I'm stuck here contemplating everything I didn't say. The blues and grays in the skies, matching the swirls in your eyes. I wish I could have told you to stay. I wish I didn't run away. Yeah. I wish I didn't run away. Yeah.
All right, that was Little Things Duo, man. Love those guys.
Yeah.
Those guys. And then just to reiterate, like we said before, it was a little bit of something for everyone. So we go from those angelic voices to Killed by Florida, which is a nice local guys. Heavier sound.
Thrashy,
Absolutely.
hardcore
Been
punk.
plenty of their shows.
Yeah.
They're always seem to be opening up for local legends around here. And
Yeah,
Hell
totally.
yeah, man. Yeah, those guys have been around for a while too. So
Yeah, they have, and they're just great. Yeah, they just kick-ass, fast, high-energy, punk rock. It's just badass stuff, man. And they really mean it too. Like the lyrics are on point, and they cover some really important subjects. And he's not afraid to say what he thinks at all.
Nope, no filter whatsoever with James.
Totally. It's like real punk. It's real punk.
Exactly, for sure.
Rock. Yeah. Let's check it out.
let's check it out, man.
So that was Killed by Florida. See what I mean? They're awesome. They're badass.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And then the next band. Why don't you introduce the next band?
It's Exigent. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't here when you did their interview. I was out of town, but I did look them up. Obviously, I watched the episode and I did look them up and stuff. These guys, they're some of the younger guests, I guess, that we've had on. We get a lot of people our age and stuff on here, but they're definitely a younger band.
Yeah.
But they are such good musicians and so incredibly tight. Their music is just so good and they're so tight.
Yeah, the record is just crazy tight.
Honestly, like I was watching, like I said, I wasn't here for the interview and I was watching the episode and I thought like, okay, younger musicians, I didn't know what to expect. And then I listened to their music. I was like listening on Spotify and stuff. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
These guys are just talented.
Yeah, no, they kick ass, and I'm looking forward to seeing them at the festival. And for you guys, so you know what to expect, let's roll the tape.
Yeah, let's check it out.
All right, so that was Exigent.
Yeah, that was that. I can't wait to see them live.
Totally,
Yeah,
man.
that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be really fun.
So the next one is it's my favorite band in South Florida. It's my favorite band in South Florida. I'm not, hands up, like 100%.
Dude, Hunter's sitting right there. He's gonna get offended.
None taken at all. No, I've always followed him around. His old project was really cool too, man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Sandman Sleeps. They're just fantastic.
They are unbelievable, and I agree with you. I probably would have to say that they are, if not my favorite, definitely one of my favorite bands in South Florida.
Yeah. And they're just so damn stylish. It's like it just this cool sort of indie music with these kind of 80s kind of a little flair of the 80s kind of thing. They sort of sound like you're surprised they're from South Florida. They seem like they should be from Portland or Brooklyn or
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
It definitely
doubt.
stands out around here,
No
which is
doubt.
great. You know?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Christina's voice is so
sure.
unique, so unique.
Yeah.
I could listen to them all the time. I love them. I absolutely love them.
No doubt, man. Great merch too. The whole package.
Well, except you got the last of the cool shirts,
That's why they're great.
and then I had to get like the not as cool, still cool, but not as cool shirt. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Zach's always done some cool bands, and I've always been following him. And he seems to be doing well with Sandman, and they're killer to watch live.
Dude, they're
Yeah,
killing
absolutely.
it. They're killing
Yeah.
it. They're playing some great shows, and
Yeah.
they're just
I think they're
right.
getting ready to do a tour and all that.
Yeah,
and
they're
do some
always
new
just
stuff.
writing some really cool stuff, man. Like their stuff is just so unique, and
And the
it's just,
pictures too, like all of the photography they do.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like it's
that's-
like fashion magazine level.
Yeah,
awesome.
for sure. They
Yeah.
got that on lock. That's one of the coolest things I've seen is their photos and stuff.
yeah, for sure. All right, well, let's check out a clip of Sandman Sleeps.
This place is on fire. In the plane I lose control. I don't wanna say it, and I don't wanna know. If I can take this, I have made this grow. Call me, baby, kiss me like fading Gambolini. Let's untie that little thing. Faith is trying to leave you behind.
All right, that was Sandman Sleeps, and yeah, like I said, just very unique, very amazing sound. Love these guys, absolutely love these guys.
Yep.
And you know, of course, none of these bands were in any particular order, so it's not you know, I wasn't naming them from best to last, from whoever's going to play first or anything like that. But the last or the 10th band that we're announcing today is a project that is new for you.
Yeah.
Because they played. They've been a South Florida band for a number of years now,
Yeah.
and they played the first festival and absolutely killed it. And then they took a little bit of a hiatus, and they just recently came back with a vengeance, and they came back with a Ben vengeance, you know,
Yeah.
a vengeance,
With
a vengeance. They added you in as a fourth member.
Yeah, I'm second guitar, just kind of like just filling out the guitar end of it and doing some harmonies, and I am having so much fun, dude.
Oh, man.
Just kind of playing like we're doing a lot of sort of guitar harmonies and stuff like
Oh,
that.
awesome.
It's like that, just kind of harmonized leads, and dude, that's my favorite sounding guitar, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. You know, like Boys Are Back in Town kind of thing. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
the best thing was that their comeback show after their hiatus was the toy drive that we mentioned earlier, and so you guys came out and you absolutely slayed it. But the best part was that they all wore onesies, and
Yeah.
Ben was wearing a
Saw some photos and video clips
onesie,
from the
man.
show.
Come
It
on,
looked
man,
rad.
it was awesome.
Sounded cool,
It was
too.
awesome. So yeah, Butch and the Fat Dubes, man.
Yeah.
Been around for a while. James, our third compadre from Kill Billies, is the front man and bass player for that band, and
Yeah,
just
man.
I mean, you guys absolutely like I told you guys that night when you guys came out and played that show. I've always loved Butch. I've always loved the sound. I've always loved the music. It's always been fun. But man, you guys absolutely slayed it. Like it sounded like I was listening to an album. It was that tight that night. So
It was a lot of
it
fun
was
that night, yeah.
It was fun.
And then we played Prop on Saturday, and that was cool too.
Yeah.
You know, like it definitely feels like it's something that I'm proud to be a part of. And you know, I didn't really see it coming. Not that I didn't want to or anything. That I just hadn't thought about it. But then all of a sudden, it's happened. I'm in Butch, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
We've been practicing, and we've been you know. Starting on the road towards writing too, and it's just it's a whole kind of avenue that I didn't see coming, but now I'm on that train. I'm just super happy to be on
Yeah,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's check out a clip from Butch and the Fat Dubes.
'cause Lord only knows what you've been told. Let's go back to a time when rock was still young. As like a flash, we're still considered most bands were just sick of being controlled. Doesn't matter what clothes you wear, or even the color of your hair. Police were not being told what to do. Let's stand up for things in what we believe. When we stand together, we will achieve. Maybe now we're starting to change our point of view. Unite, rebel, we fight, raise hell, freedoms, not afraid. Be punk, be free.
All right, that was Butch and the Fat Dubes, man.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. Yeah, guys. Like I said, that was the first 10 bands. We're gonna announce the next 10 bands. Maybe Hunter wants to come back for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Help us announce the next 10 bands.
Happy to be part of it.
And then, like I said, this will be number 3 for us. I could not be more excited that this is actually happening again. A few years ago, it started out as a joke. We started the podcast out as something that we were doing.
Yeah.
And then we joked around about like, well, wouldn't it be fun to do a 561 music festival? And then like, I don't know what happened, but somehow that just happened.
Yeah, you just
And
got
then-
like a fire under your ass and just organize one.
I mean, we
Need some
joked
more
around about it,
frustrations.
and then we just did it.
Yeah.
And so here we are, like about to do number 3. So like, I am friggin' ecstatic about that. I love that this train has left the station and there's no turning back, man. Like it's this 561 music podcast, the whole scene, the festival, like it's just a runaway train.
It's
And
awesome. I mean, even your debut year was awesome. We were part of that one. I still have my lanyard, I think.
Dude,
Yes.
I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled about having being a part of all this. But
outside of anything, it just means that we're staying in touch with what's going on musically around here. We get to meet a bunch of musicians, which I love doing. And learn so much from
so what
people,
I'm hearing
you know?
is we're doing this for very selfish reasons.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot
Yeah.
of ground to cover that, like a lot of people don't know about it. When you put all of these great bands in one place, and you continue to do it year after year, and bring in new ones and stuff like that, they're bringing a whole lot of bands to the table that people wouldn't hear otherwise.
Well, that's the
Totally.
thing. That's what I love about this festival is the first. We started out with some criteria for the festival, which was you had to have been on the podcast, which only made sense because it's a festival, that kind of grew out of the podcast.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love that the first festival was very eclectic as far as like the collection of artists. It wasn't all, it wasn't all South Florida reggae. It wasn't all rock. It wasn't all indie. It was a mixture of stuff. And so we kind of stayed true to that for the second year. We brought back a few of the artists from year one, and then we did some stuff there. And so now this year again, it's an insane fun mix of just so many different genres and so many different walks of life of types of music, but then also we're kind of creating these these guidelines for us now that yes, you still have to have been on the podcast, but maybe now that we're in the third year, it's like if you've played year 1 or year 2, we can have you again this year. But if you've played year 1 and year 2, we're going to hold off on you this year. We love you guys. We love you for having been a part of it. But if you've been a part of it for the first 2 years, we're going to hold off on you just so that I can keep it fresh and different and interesting.
Yeah,
and
I
just
think that's
keep
the coolest
mixing
thing
the
about
bands up.
this fest. You really have to go with an open mind, and it's cool to go to a fest to not know many bands on it and to walk away knowing so many more bands. And you leave taking away so much more. It's more than to go see people but go there and see people you've never heard of and maybe be wowed and like find a whole new inspiration.
I had a lot of people, on that subject. I had a lot of people come up to us last year and were just like, thanking us for doing the festival, but more so thanking us for introducing them to bands that they wouldn't have discovered otherwise necessarily. Let's be real. If somebody doesn't know who Killbillies is and they see us on a bill somewhere, they're just going to be like, I don't know, maybe I'll go, maybe I won't. I don't know, whatever. But they go to this festival that's got 20 bands in it, and they happen to see Killbillies there or something. Like that's a whole different
you get
story.
a new fan out of it. And then for all these bands playing it too, not only are they getting a new platform to play it in a different venue that most of them probably haven't played at, but they're playing with other bands they wouldn't normally play with, and their genre and their scene. And I think you are growing the scene even bigger and bigger and bigger
Yeah.
by doing that. You are really spreading a disease of scene here.
I like that, the disease of scene. But I mean, but that's essentially what the podcast started out.
Yeah.
It started out as something that we were doing, and but that was our mission in the beginning. Whether we thought it was going to be an achievable goal or not, I don't know. But that was our mission in the beginning, was grow the scene.
Yeah.
Create opportunities and avenues for local artists that maybe aren't playing some of these places or whatever.
Yeah.
And so create these opportunities, which we've tried to do. We're going to try to get better at it, but we've done that.
Listen,
Here.
just the fact that we set a fire under Ricky Balouf's ass means we've grown the scene.
Oh,
And
100%.
mix.
100%.
Totally.
Yeah, and then just introduce, create an avenue for the local fans to be introduced to these bands that they may have not otherwise discovered, and for these bands to gain fans that they may have not otherwise gained.
Right.
I think we're doing what we set out to do.
Absolutely.
100%.
And I mean, from start to finish of this podcast, you guys have done unity, and whether you're making music with all these musicians, whether you're putting on festivals to bring them all together.
Yeah.
I mean, I think 561 Music has done its goal by taking all of 561 and making it all into one big music, family and scene and
So
stuff.
love us or hate us, we're here to stay.
Yeah. We're just growing.
So tune in for the episode next week. We're going to announce the other 10 bands. Again, 561 Music Fest is going to be March 30th. Tickets will go on sale January 1st. It's going to be at Matthews Brewing. Tickets are going to be $10 for the 20 bands. I believe there's a chance we're going to do $25 for a ticket and a shirt, but we'll see about that. It'll be on there. If it's on there, it's available.
You got
Obviously,
some screen printing stuff now.
yeah, I do have some screen printing stuff. So I'll be screen printing from now until the festival. So get your
Everyone's
orders
gonna
in
get a
now.
shirt with like slightly more.
It won't be well done. And so 561 Music Fest and 561musicfestival.com. Either one of those will get you to the ticket link. It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be real. We're gonna do it again, boys.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
hell
fun.
yeah. So until next week, Happy New Year, because that's gonna happen between now and the next episode.
Yeah.
So everybody have a safe and happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Everybody have a safe New Year. Stay safe, have fun. Don't do drugs, kids.
It's definitely the New Year's definitely like the amateur hour, like drinking day, So
It is.
so if you're an amateur drinker, take it easy.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Or take an Uber.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Take an Uber.
There you go.
Hunter, thanks for being here, man.
It's always a pleasure,
dude.
man.
It's fun. It's always
I
fun having
love
you
being
man.
on this.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks
And
for coming.
we'll bring you back next week, and we'll announce the next 10
Sounds great.
bands.
I'm getting better at this.
Sounds good, guys.
Am I talking
See
to
you
the
later.
mic?
See you later.